This is Rabbi Yehuda Levin, spokesman for the Rabbinical Alliance of America, and this is our 14th video. The Orthodox Torah community is opposed to the homosexual agenda because our Torah leadership from time immemorial points out that the greatest adversary to God is immorality, and the greatest form of immorality is the institutionalized practice of homosexual deviance. The source for this is in Exodus, in Shemos, where it states clearly that God has an adversary and a war with Amalek for every generation from the time the Jews left Egypt. The commentary Rashi explains that Amalek was associated with homosexually raping the Jewish stragglers referred to in Exodus. And after raping them, the rabbis of our Talmud said, they cut off their male members, hurled it in defiance at God, and said, you want ritual circumcision, which means curbing licentious, promiscuous misbehavior. Here, take this circumcised member, God. In other words, Amalek stands for unbridled deviance and homosexual and sexual excesses. Judaism stands for a nation of priests and holy people. And thus institutionalized homosexuality is considered the lowest level of a devolving society, culturally, religiously, and spiritually. It is antithetical to God and to holiness. When we see today that whether it's in Israel or America or throughout the world, the ascendancy of a homosexual network that does most of their thinking with their reproductive organs, that has no self-control, that wants to push this in the school systems, that wants to silence any opposition, even in churches and synagogues. In certain parts of Europe, you can be imprisoned for speaking biblical truths. And we understand why this is a great, great enemy of the Jewish people. And furthermore, the Jerusalem Talmud, written codified over 1,500 years ago, states on a phrase in Psalms, Vatigash ha'aretz vatirod, that the earth trembled, that God states that the punishment, if you will, or the response, because people politically correct are very afraid of the word punishment, the response to increased homosexual activity is that the earth shakes. This can mean earthquakes, this can mean buildings falling down, this can mean rocket attacks. In Israel, where the homosexual agenda is increasing rapidly, even in the holy city of Jerusalem, without any opposition, at the very same time they held an international convention during the Lebanon War. The earth was shaking in the north of Israel, and Qassam rockets were raining down. Tens of thousands of people were displaced. The earth shook and buildings fell. At the very same time that the homosexual convention was being held and Jewish blood was being spilled. The year before, the Jews were expelled, as it says in the Bible, for this kind of misbehavior. It says in Leviticus, the earth of Israel will vomit you out. People were expelled from the whole area of Gaza, Jewish people. And now rockets continue to rain down in Sderot, shaking the earth until this very day, breaking buildings, etc. It seems to be an affirmation of that statement in the Jerusalem Talmud. Therefore, back at home, right here in Brooklyn, New York, a councilman, Simcha Felders, playing footsie with lesbian activists, foremost homosexual proponent in city government, and a purported mayoral candidate, Speaker of the City Council, Chritine Quinn. This is very offensive to the Orthodox Jewish community, and we believe it's a spiritual threat. Therefore, our message is to Simcha Felder, Councilman Felder, shame on you for bringing this lesbian activist into the holy schools of the Beis Yaakov girls' schools in Brooklyn and other schools. And furthermore, we oppose you until such a time as you clear the record and really repent of your friendliness and promotion of the promoter of the homosexual agenda. Call Simcha Felder at 718-853-2074, 718-853-2074, and say, we oppose you, Simcha Felder. Clean up the mess that you made. Borough Park is not Greenwich Village. Maybe you should run for Greenwich Village off of Simcha Felder, but you don't seem to have the maturity to represent Torah, true Orthodox Judaism. This is Rabbi Yehuda Levin. Pass on this video, embed it on your site, and join the struggle for holiness. Thank you.